What is up, everybody? It is Lawrence again, and it's been a really long time since I've made a video. The reason for that is super simple. I've actually been super sick over the last 2 months. Nothing life-threatening or honestly anything really serious. Shit just kept coming back and over, and my eye, if I would have recorded a video, would have been half shut if I did it just a week ago. But I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm going to try to record a bunch of content at the same time and release a bunch just because such a backlog of things. I've actually had to return a bunch of the sneakers because it just didn't have any time to review. But today we have a really special one. Don't think there's very much hype around these, but I like these a lot. And this is the review of the New Balance 237 in collaboration with SNS, or Sneakers and Stuff. And Sneakers and Stuff is I believe it's oh my God, it's somewhere in Europe. I believe that they're based out of in Amsterdam, if I'm correct. If that's wrong, I apologize. But this is the New Balance 237, which is a new silhouette that launched in 2021 that is really based off of the New Balance 327. Both of these really kind of retro runners are completely new silhouettes that were really created to honestly merge the idea of 1970s runner silhouettes with the kind of current day modern look of honestly dad sneakers and just kind of older style sneakers that look retro. The 237 as well as the 327 don't really have much tech inside of them, which is fine, but that's not what they're made for. They're really made for styling purposes mainly. So without further ado, let's get into the rundown. So this sneakers from SNS is $145, which I was looking around for the price of the 237 in general. It ranges anywhere between $75 at retail all the way up to $125. I don't really know what the difference is, but basically it's a budget sneaker. I think it's to draft the coattails of the very popular 327. They don't look exactly the same. I'd say the 237 looks a lot similar, more similar to the 5474 and a bunch of other, even the 1300. And the 327 has a much more cool look. So moving on to the style of the sneaker. The style of the sneaker is something that I really do appreciate. It is based on the Blue Racer. Blue Racer is a type of snake that you can see here, and that's why you kind of see this kind of like very dark scaly pattern on the end as well as the back panel over here as well. And the inspiration is for that type of snake, which I think is weird. I'm not sure why they picked that snake, but I really do like the color blocking. I like how it has these very New Balance-esque gray aesthetic for most of the sneaker, and then you have this hairy suede in the back here and some softer suede in the front. And what I really like about the sneaker is, beyond the fact that there is an N kind of Blue Racer faux python, faux snake type of print, you also have this really cool color pop of pink that you can get on both the N logo as well as a New Balance in the back over here. So I really like that a lot, and I'm a huge fan of the way the sneaker looks. I really like this hairy suede back here. In terms of comfort, I give this about a 6 out of 10. These are really comfortable sneakers for kind of, retro runners. The issue that I have with this pair, I don't think it's going to change much, is that if you kind of look at the way the sole is shaped, there's almost like a plank almost, right? Where your foot, the front of your foot, will not touch the bottom until you actually step into it. So it feels kind of weird. It feels a little kind of jarring a little bit. I don't know if it's my foot personally. It could be other people that would not have this issue. But for me, the comfort is there when I'm walking and things like that. But it does feel a little weird, a little kind of like tapered off, where you kind of like, let's just say this is the sole. Your foot's kind of like hanging off a little bit. It's not this drastic, but it is there. So it's something that I would notice, and hopefully over time it just kind of squishes down and I'll be fine. But that's what I feel right out of the box. All right, so moving on to the rest of the review. In terms of the materials of the sneaker, there are multiple types of panels. So at the very front of this, you have this light gray, and it's done in this hairy suede, but not super hairy suede. And it feels decent. Nothing to write home to. Actually, at $145, kind of expected this suede to feel a lot better, because I do know that New Balance does have much better suede in its portfolio. The CORDURA is a type of nylon mesh that is done in throughout the sneaker. This type of CORDURA is supposed to be super flexible. It's supposed to be As you can see on the tongue stapled over there, it's supposed to be very, very durable, as well as breathable. CORDURA is something that a lot of my bags are made out of. And so it's interesting that they put it on the sneaker and they actually branded it. CORDURA is something that New Balance does utilize in their winter sneakers quite a bit, but it's typically a much more hefty material, and this is a much lighter, more breathable material from the same company. Moving into the middle of the sneaker, you have the snakeskin blue racer N with the backing that is done in this fluorescent pink, which I do love. And then kind of moving into the back of the sneaker, you have a very dark gray hairy suede, which is much more prominent than the front. And at the very back, you also have more of that blue racer python look over there with New Balance written out in that fluorescent pink. Going up the middle of the sneaker, you have a flat style lace with this white, and there is the other version that is done actually in this pink as well that comes in the box. I'm not a huge fan of the pink. I just wanted to show you guys, and you guys saw it on feet and you guys can make your own decision there, but I definitely prefer the white. And then around the laces are the light gray suede that you can see in the front. It's the same exact thing there. Then on the tongue, and I actually don't know if the regular 237's like this, just because haven't seen one in person besides this pair. There is exposed foam, which what Mr. Virgil Abloh from the Off-White era of things kind of made famous or popular again, and it has kind of that retro looking vibe there. I don't know if the 237 originally normally has that or if it's just part of this collab, but if you guys do know that, leave that in the comments below. And then on the tongues themselves, there is that SNS logo done in that fluorescent pink. And then on the other sneaker, you can see the New Balance logo instead. Moving into the midsole, you have a standard EVA midsole. I think it's standard EVA midsole. Nothing special here. It has kind of this aged look over here, which kind of looks like a cream white as opposed to cream white, kind of khaki-ish color. It actually looks pretty similar to the foam that is done on the tongue. And then at the very bottom, you have that done in white as well. Nothing special here. It's retro, and it honestly is a budget sneaker in general. This is not a budget sneaker, $145, but typically the 237 is. And the very bottom, you have a very, very actually chunky. I think this shoe is going to last a while, depending on the type of rubber compound that they use. Actually, now that I'm touching it, it feels a little flimsy. But it's a really, really grippy bottom, and it has this kind of herringbone type pattern on the very bottom with New Balance etched throughout it. And that's it, guys. This is the New Balance 237 in collaboration with SNS, the Blue Racer version. I really do like this sneaker. I'm actually about to wear it right now out to go get my bike fixed. And I don't know. What do you guys think about the sneaker? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Has anyone else worn the 237? How do you compare it to the 327, which I actually do a lot more as a sneaker? I just think it's a little more unique. So before you leave and you've made it this far, why not hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you like this content and more that's going to be coming in the very near future. And that's it, guys. That is the New Balance 237 SNS Blue Racer. Peace.